The Tampa Bay Rays stadium renders may feel new, but the idea certainly is not. Take a look. These are the official artistic renderings envisioning a new ballpark and mixed-use district on what is now the Dale Mabry campus of Hillsborough College. Back in 2007 and 2008, the waterfront proposals in St. Pete gained traction before collapsing over funding and political support. A decade later, in 2018, momentum shifted to Ybor City, a major Tampa proposal that ultimately fell apart over financing. Fast forward to 2021, the team floated that split season plan with Montreal, generated quite a bit of buzz, but never cleared all the hurdles. So the question that many are asking is, what is different this time? CJ, as a season ticket holder, so a fan of baseball?
Look, we have to drive from Manatee County to St. Pete for a game, or Tampa. It's okay. It's okay. We are part of Tampa Bay. I don't care if you're the south side, the north side, we will make that drive if you give us a good product. So I really believe that government has a responsibility to create infrastructure. And infrastructure for me is also stadiums, because it attracts people. I travel, I mean, we have the World Cup coming. I'll go anywhere for a game. It brings people in. We need world-class stadiums like Miami is building for the soccer, for the Miami teams. We need to be that kind of city and area and community. If we want to live, again, I'm going back. We can go back to the past. I don't want to live there. I look forward, we go forward, and that's what I'd like them to do. Get it done in Hillsborough County, get it done wherever they want to, but we want baseball the right way. It's got to be covered, it's got to be air conditioned. That's the only thing I ask.
Akash, you have been on the board of Hillsborough College for several years. You know, what can you tell us?
Well, I just finished my term. I served 4 years and 2 months, and I was grateful for the governor for that opportunity. But I know that for this president, Dr. Atwater, students matter. And we have 5 campuses at Hillsborough College. And Dale Mabry, for years and years, has had maintenance issues. Just the building are getting old, you get hurricane things. And we've gone to Tallahassee as a trustee when I was on the board and advocated, but there's 5 other campuses. There's also other university, state colleges and systems that are competing. What I know about the Rays ownership, I've had a chance to meet them, see them speak. They're out there. We've never had ownerships. They're out there building relationships, building partnerships. The first thing they did is talk to our president, Dr. Atwater, and said, we want the students first. So they're going to invest in building a state-of-the-art campus when they build a stadium around it. So that's important, because education is important. I think we don't use the word community college, but it's Hillsborough College. We have 42,000 students in that campus.
Well, students aren't the only ones, and politicians that are watching this closely. The Bucks are watching this closely.
Yeah,
they have to decide whether to renew their lease in less than 11 months. And so no community investment tax dollars will be used that were set aside for the renovations of Raymond James Stadium. Gail, how do you see this playing out now that the Bucks are saying, hold on a minute, we need to watch this proceed?
You know what? This is a very important issue, but it brings with it a great deal of controversy, because obviously of the impact in the use of public revenue. And you know, nothing's going to happen for 3 years. I just look at it as like, take your time, make sure that when you do this, because they're going to pull the trigger, that everybody understands.
You feel that it's rushed?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
You've got 3 years. I mean,
I think it's rushed because of the Tropicana deadline.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, their contract is up, and the St. Pete wants to move on, so Tampa should move on. I mean, it's all just worked out very well.
Yeah, but you know, there's that local politics involved with a mayor that needs to have some kind of legacy. Right, and that's involved.
On both sides of the bridge.
Right.
CJ is chomping at the bit.
Just get it done, for crying out loud. You know, let's get business together. Let's make it happen. Environment. Listen, we can make things happen. Have vision. You talk about USF and the former president. Make it happen. Let's go. I've been tired of waiting.
CJ's saying play ball.
There you go. Let's play ball.
So the other question that you hear a lot is, who's going to pay for this?
Well, that's the big
$2.3
issue.
billion.
Is that there's been for years no public support for financing wealthy billionaires who own sports franchises. So the question is there a model? And they are looking closely at the Battery in Atlanta as an example. There's the Miami Freedom Park, which has used a lot of private loan funds. I think you referenced it. But the fact is that these things, and the Rays have long had a major TV audience, one of the biggest in the league. And so a lot of what people know about our area comes from our sports teams.
Right.
And so you don't want to lose a baseball franchise. In our newsroom, we have a lot of debate on, do we need baseball? In fact, Emma Behrman of our team wrote a fantastic cover story about whether or not St. Pete needs baseball. It's tricky for St. Pete, right? I live in Pasco County. But I think it does. If it's ever going to happen, this is the moment in time where, with the new ownership, who is being perceived as very much a change, and people are really liking what they're doing.
Yes, they're having community engagement
They
meetings.
are,
They had
yeah.
their first one with the Union of the Firefighters.
That's right.
Next, there are some meetings that will be held with the university students as well as the faculty. How do you all see that? You
I think
that's
great.
smart?
I mean, they need to do that. That's an obvious thing, but they need to look at those communities all around there, so you don't have blowback, because they always get nailed.
The
They always
economic
get hurt.
impact is huge for the community. We in Bradenton, we have the Pirates spring training. We've invested in that. It's worth every penny. We bring people to our community that never would be there. Let's get on with it. I'm sorry to give you that.
Tourism-wise, I think
Yes.
the TDC could possibly help, because I mean, we are going to bring in thousands and thousands more tourists. We already have tourists for Gasparilla and other events, and now we have the hockey game, the stadium series. This is going to be major for us.
And just lastly, there's a lot of local ownership, and I spoke to one of the local owners last week who told me that he really likes the HC site because it has land and because it's close to the airport. It's sort of a boring site when you think of other places it could be, but in synergy with what's happening with with the Bucks potentially and the area.
Well, but they have the build-up where they're building like a little town, basically,
That's the
around
goal.
it, and
Right.
that's
Hotels, restaurants,
important.
yep.
That's
Well,
important,
it
but
is-
I mean, really,
it is
just do
certainly-
not hurt people that live in that
It is certainly
community.
a story that we will be following, and we really thank you all for weighing in on it.